Hey, folks, KennyWhiteSports.com, Brian Blessing and Kenny White, and we are talking about the greatest their due team of all time. At some point, can the Detroit Lions become relative again, Kenny? Matt Stafford's out. Jared Goff is in. Dan Campbell is the new head coach. 4.5 over $1.50. 20-1 to win the NFC North. How big a rebuild is this, or is it?
Well, for Detroit fans, I at least I'm not going to say they're worse off than the betting line says at 4.5 over, because that's right where I'm at 4.6 wins for this team, 12.4 losses. I do have them ranked 32nd in the NFL, Brian. So, yeah, it is a monster rebuilding job. They brought in a couple guys I think could help them this year. Jamal Williams and Rashawn Perryman's another guy that'll help. Michael Brocker's on the defensive line. But they lost a lot of guys. Kenny Golladay, losing him's a big loss. Marvin Jones, that's two big keys in their wide receiver core that they lost.
Well, it's a killer. You bring Goff in, change of scenery. Their top three wideouts are gone. You alluded to the fact Perryman's there, Terrell Williams, and Quintez Cephas. That's who Goff's throwing the football to. So I think the bottom line is here, you better get the running game going.
Yeah, I think they're going to have to. They paid a lot of money for DeAndre Swift, so they do have to get him going. I'm not sure if he's better than Jamal Williams, though, at this point. Williams a big, strong back as well. I think both those guys will probably share the load in the backfield. But again, it's a weak offensive line. So if you can't make a hole for that running back to run through, kind of tough for them to get yardage. It is going to be a long year and another rebuilding year for the Lions.
But they got the stud. Was he the best offensive lineman in your power ratings in the draft in Penny Sewell from Oregon?
Very well could be. I've started him out 0.8 of a point above average. So that's a great starting point. He's the third best offensive lineman on this football team already as a rookie.
And a real weapon for them. The guy looked like a stud coming out of college. And it seems like the game really started to slow down for him a little bit. I mean, you got to look at Hockenson, the tight end. I think he's one of the up-and-comers at that position in the league.
Yeah, T.J. Hockenson's got great size at 6'5", 250. Not quite as big as Kelsey, but he runs a 4.7. So he does bring good speed to the party. He's a good blocker. He's getting great experience now, 2 years in the NFL. So he is an up-and-comer. That's going to be a guy Jared Goff really relies on this year because that's what type of quarterback Goff is. He's more of a West Coast offense, a short passing game.
Well, Dan Campbell can talk the talk. We've seen his press conferences. Let's see if he can walk the walk with the Lions this year. Where do you have him ranked overall, Kenny? How far down the ladder?
Yeah, number 32 in the NFL, 93.5 rating, 6.5 points below average. Last year, they ended the season at a 94. So it's a half-point drop-off. But, hey, no Matthew Stafford, and you have Jared Goff. Matthew Stafford's the better quarterback still at this stage of his career.
According to Kenny White, nowhere to go but up for the Detroit Lions. I'm Brian Blessing. Thanks for joining us at KennyWhiteSports.com.